about different properties. So the first property on the page should be the commutative property. Over here on the side, I want you to write move numbers. Because somebody raise your hand, tell me what is the commutative property? Cheyenne? Exactly. So changing the order, that's your first blank, of the numbers does not change the answer. And then the next line, you have blank for an example, right? So an example, my notebook's back there. If I have 6 plus 1, what is that the same as? 1 plus 6, right? That doesn't change the value, because that's still 7. I can also use it, oh, thank you, for multiplication. So if I take 7 times 3, what is that the same as? 3 times 7. It doesn't change the value. Questions on that one? Okay, the next one is the identity property of addition. So I want you to draw a mirror and then draw a person in the mirror. So your identity is who you are, right? So when you look in the mirror, does that change who you are? No. No. Same thing with the identity property of addition. What number can I add and the other number won't change? 0. When 0 is added to a number, the sum is equal to the given number. And then you can cross off this line. I don't need it. Okay, so that means when I take 5 plus 0, what does that equal? 5. It didn't change its value. It's still 5. Questions on that? The next one is identity property of multiplication. Yes, that specific one only works for addition. Nope, because 5 minus 1 is 4. But it says the property of addition. Okay. Go down to the next one, identity property of multiplication. So again, you're going to draw a mirror with a person in it. Because again, your identity doesn't change who you are when you look in the mirror. What number do you multiply and it doesn't change? 1. So when you multiply by 1, the product is equal to the given number, and you can cross off that line. The example I have is 26 times 1 equals what? 26. It doesn't change.
Unless it's a negative.
Yep, but that's why it says positive 1. Okay, the property of 0 for multiplication, you're just going to write a 0 in. When a number is multiplied by 0, the product is 0. So it doesn't matter what number. You could have 125 times 0, and what does that equal?
0.
But it's the lowest.
Keeping it simple.
Okay. Moving on. Associative property. Anybody remember what associative property has to do with? Okay, so your associatives are the people that are like you're grouped with, right? Your associatives. Kind of. So let's write grouping. And you need it in parentheses because it's how the terms are grouped does not affect the answer. So what I mean by that is if I have 3 plus 2 plus 1, and I put 2 and 3 in parentheses, What does 2 plus 3 equal? 2 plus 3 equals, sorry, 2 plus 1 equals 3. 3 plus 3 equals
6.
Okay. Does that change my answer if I rewrote it in the exact same order but added 3 plus 2 first? No. So that's how it's regrouped. You change what you do first. Now, this only works for addition and multiplication. So if I took 8 times 5 and then multiplied by 2, I will still get the same answer as if I took 5 times 2 and then multiplied by 8. I have one more and I'm going to get it. Okay, right here, right, flip. Inverse is the product. What does product mean? Multiplication of a number and its reciprocal equals 1. Okay, so what that means is if I have 2/3, what's 2/3 flipped? 3 over 2, that's its reciprocal. And if I multiply those two together, what's 2 times 3? What's 3 times 2? What's 6 over 6 equal? Okay, it also works for whole numbers. So what's the reciprocal of 5? Or what's 5 flipped? 1/5. Because any whole number can be put over 1. So then I would get 5 times 1, which is 5, over 1 times 5, which equals 1. And the bell's gonna ring. Okay, you don't have homework for today.
Yes.